The direwolves are already back. Yes, I do. It's a great idea, population control.
Working?
Yeah, you guys are good. I did the Windows update, and it decided to update the OBS and turned off my mic. Mute ball, so it's good. It's good. It's good. I wasn't muted. The Windows update fucked me. But you could hear them. That's all that matters. Anyway,
We love getting fucked by Windows.
I hate Windows Update. Every month it's like, we've updated one feature that when you update it will fuck your entire PC. Hope you like it. Thank you.
Thanks for shopping at Windows.
Thank you for shopping at Windows, fucker. Blaming Windows.
That's all I do
hate
is Windows shop. I'm too broken for.
I hate Windows, Tark.
anything
My
else.
house doesn't even have Windows. Fuck Windows. Anyway.
I live in a box underground.
I live in a box under a bridge. It's great.
Yo, we went house hunting the other day, or like over the weekend,
Yep.
and we went past the trailer that was for rent. We saw the for rent sign. I looked on the lot. There was no house. You could see the roof. It was buried under a hill. I was like, are they renting out a fucking Hobbit home?
Bro, go rent it. Apply yesterday.
Fallout.
Do it.
They want Fallout to happen.
It was crazy looking.
That is an American Hobbit hole. That is
Uranium fever has come and got me down.
That is the domicile of a
Uranium
redneck
fever.
Hobbit, and I love it. Just a trailer buried in the ground. I'm
That's
fucking
what it
here
looked
for
like.
it.
A whole ass like single wide trailer just covered by a hill.
I love it. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you're having a good one. Happy to have y'all here. Ryan, thank you as always for the raid. The waiting room always does feel nice. I appreciate you. Everyone else who popped into chat, talk me, Lord. I see. I saw Merc for Hire. What's up, Peter? How you doing? Aaron, welcome in. Anybody else that I missed? Kieran, how you doing, beautiful? I hope you're good. I hope everyone's having uranium fever. Anyway, it's a good day, mostly. Take away all the craziness in the world and it's a decent day. That being said, I don't think there's really any update stream side. I will probably be taking a bit of a step away and keeping like the D&D streams and maybe a Baldur's Gate stream a week going for the time being. Shit's a little crazy at work. Our team lead is out with a major head injury, so me and the other soup are juggling. Yeah, he fell on the ice and bam, smacked that motherfucker on the street, dude. And then instead of taking the time off as the doctor recommended, he was back at work the next day on brain swelling medication with a concussion. You want to know the kicker? This motherfucker is an EMT. He's a literal EMT who is now currently our team lead, but he's now out for many weeks. He's been gone for 3 weeks because he fucking didn't rest after getting a concussion.
Medical professionals always think that they're exempt from the medical stuff. It always happens. Nurses, doctors, they always do. Yeah, mechanics, they think they can run their car into the ground for nothing. Yes.
Fair. So, for the next, it's pretty fucked up, Tart. But at the same time, motherfucker, lay down and rest. Fucking lay down and rest. Do not be at work dealing with screaming children and idiot staff.
Like your shirt, Rusty.
Thank you. This is my Don't Talk to Strangers shirt. The kids love it. This is one of my favorite shirts of all time. My favorite is this poor bastard in the background getting sucked up into the shit.
He was the one before the kids.
Yeah, he talked to the strangers. Though the kids are they're next. They're on the way. They're going up there. Anyway.
They see that guy and they're like, take us too.
To be fair, I would fucking rather do that currently.
I would take aliens over the current state of the world, yes.
Fucking send me up.
BG3 patch 8 is out tomorrow. Scotty. Is that the one with all the new subclasses coming in? That is exciting. We might. Guess what, guys? When we inevitably die and start a new Baldur's Gate Honor Mode 3-man run, we can try the new subclasses out. That's really exciting. Let's go.
Now we have more to roll for. Let's go.
Yeah. We got Circle of Stars Druid. We got Death Cleric. I'm losing my mind. I'm so excited.
There was one Arcane Archer.
Arcane Archer, yes.
Yes.
Blade Slinging Wizard, Hexblade Warlock, Shadow Magic Sorcerer.
It's
oh my god.
Oh, they're adding the OP class, Hexblade. That gives me reason.
Yeah, they are.
Shout out the Baldur's Gate 3 devs. Larian cooked. They deserve all the love and respect in the world. I'm excited to see what their next project will be.
The weirdest part about the Hexblade Warlock ad is that the key thing that made Hexblade Warlock really good was already in the game. Like, it was just a feature of the fucking Pact of the Blade now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Curious
So, like,
to
what
see.
are they doing to Hexblade?
I wonder. They'll have to add something.
We'll have to see.
It'll be interesting.
We'll have to see. But yeah, basically, to get back to the original point, I will probably be streaming a lot less going forward. Mostly the Mondays and the occasional Saturday with the boys. If I'm, like, off work and feel like throwing up a stream, we might. We'll play it by ear on that one, but for now, ignore the schedule. There's no schedule, just Monday nights. It's the only guarantee, and every other Saturday with the boys. Maybe not this one, because we're going camping. But we might be able to squeeze one in and then head to the campsite at like 3. Probably be doable.
A birthday party at 1.
Fucking, why does all of your family choose to have children in the same 2-month period? Riddle me this. Explain it to me, please, because I do not understand.
It hits fucking birthday season, and I have like a 4-month stretch of just infinite nieces and nephews having birthdays.
I'm like, hey, dude, do you want to hang out and play
in the
games?
summer.
He's like, no, I'm going to a
That's what it
birthday. No, I'm going to a birthday.
Well, it was
Family
supposed to be
likes
at
fucking
3.
outside.
It was supposed to be at 3, and then it got changed to 1.
Oh,
So we would have been able to go, but now it's at 1.
Googling what was 9 months ago today.
Yeah, what was the latest holiday
Period.
from today? That
9
is
months
this.
ago from today is Sunday, July 14th.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yep.
lots.
Oh, July the 4th.
Yeah,
Just,
y'all be
Every time
fucking patriotically, and I gotta say I respect it.
y'all having all sorts of nasty sex after the barbecue. Yeah, a lot of barbecue fingers going places they shouldn't.
During.
During the barbecue.
Listen,
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
saying, no hot tub or pool is safe.
Ugh. Gnarly, dudes. We've become unhinged. We're like 18 minutes into the stream. It's fine because, like, ultimately, because Dungeon Fog was done today, I couldn't make a battle map. My battle map program not working. So we're either Theater of the Minding it, or I'm using a different section of the same map. We're gonna figure it out as we go. But either way, love you guys. Thank you all for popping in, hanging out, chilling with us today. I believe I have disadvantage from Kieran. Thank you very much, Old Man, and Vitekorl. You have advantage from Capsom. There you go. Welcome in, everybody. We love you. Thank you for being here. I would, at this time, like to open the floor up to the homies. Starting with Ryan, the only streamer in the crew at the moment. What do you got going on at the Little Purple House?
At the moment, of course, I tell you, I've got a 400th stream hoping to slate for Friday. So expect me to not stream really on Friday, but we're going to watch just hours of videos. All the stream clips, all of them. I'll be in chat. We'll be chatting along. It'll be fun. Maybe we'll play marbles while we do it. Who knows with
Ooh.
me.
I'll be there.
That's the thing with all this, you know, you can't expect a schedule. Well, guess what? That's just the way we would do things since the get-go over here at the Purple House. No schedule ever. Live petty, die petty. Woo!
I'm here for it. Live petty, die petty. That is like, that's going on the next Canada merch. It was elbows up, and now it's gonna be live petty, die petty, and I'm here for it. Let's go.
Live petty, die petty. It's just a moose just going like this.
We'll use our floor mat. Chris bought it a couple weeks ago. It's literally just a moose, but he's facing away from you and looking over his shoulder with just a pair of moose cheeks facing.
Do you think that people need to see the floor mat?
I'm not. I don't want to go out and get the floor mat. It's covered in
Get it on the
gravel.
break.
I just vacuumed the apartment today. Today. I cleaned for
I'll
fucking
keep it on the break.
hours.
The people will see the floor mat after the break. So
Okay.
if you stick
That's-
around-
there you
Stick
go.
around, guys, for our
Stick
moose.
around, everybody.
Stick around for our moose's ass floor mat. Now available at Giant Tiger.
Stick
Or the
around
dog.
after this commercial break for moose cheeks.
It doesn't get much more Canada than that. I need to see Dusty stream at least once, damn it. I mean, you could have caught him a couple years back, but you know, we are one of the like more recent last year or so friends, so you didn't get to participate in the JTB vocal streams. JT, why don't you tell them? Maybe give them a little teaser. Give them a brie or some shit.
So I don't have a whole lot going on. I'm still looking for places. When I get internet that is sustainable, I promise I will go live again. Until then, you can catch my vocal stuff. I do just like record my practicing and whatnot, upload it into the Purple House and the Apothecary's music channels. And currently I am practicing a Nightwish song because we have to commit to that now that I said it on a Baldur's Gate stream and now I gotta commit.
Yep, you literally said on the stream, you're like, I'm gonna try it. So good luck with that. I'm excited to hear it. We love that.
It's so exciting.
Those cheeks to be one of those cheap pastry thing you get at the checkout, like wagon with.
Oh, that just kept
actual
going.
recording of me in the bathroom after Taco Bell.
It just sounds like when you turn the fucking the dish thing on, like the drain cleaner.
Yeah, the fucking carburetor.
The disposal.
Yep.
Like flushing a toilet, just
had demon. You can get all the demon ASMR you ever dreamed of. Not me checking my dishwasher. Nailed it. Now,
that's my new nickname, the dishwasher.
I thought it was the microladong. You gotta pick one.
Oh, true. True. Listen.
Oh my God.
That's cool.
I love you guys. You guys are the best. And Chris, what about you? What do you got going on? Anything to share with the people?
What really is gay bacon? What are the socioeconomic, geopolitical implications of gay bacon? Food for thought. Think about it.
Okay. Something to think about, folks. Gay bacon. Ryan can be the dishwasher. No worries. There you go, Ryan. You've been promoted. Congratulations. However, I do believe that is about everything we needed to cover for today. So, without further ado, I think now would be a good time. Why is the music so quiet? This is a real quiet song. Just super laid back, vibey tunes, okay? I'm here for it. It's a little quiet.
I dreamed a dream of time gone by.
Beautiful. All right.
The sun was so bright.
It is. The sun do be bright. Be doing its fucking sun thing. But without further ado, last session we left off. The party had left the relative comfort of their home outside of Fort Mistmere, traveling across the tumultuous waters of Rook's Bay in a rickety boat, piloted mostly by Vitekorl and Xechas, using a little bit of a rudder action going on, while Dusty kind of cheered on from the middle of the boat as best he could. Eventually, you made your way up the much calmer waters of the Gulthi River, until you eventually found your way to a small hut and a small dock, where you realized there was a number of individuals trapped inside, being attacked by some formerly alive sailors who had seemingly come back from the depths of the ocean and attacked these people. Without wasting any time, he tried to pull ashore stealthily. However, Vitekorl's boat piloting was not exactly where it should have been, and you did crash into some rocks and drew the attention of the creatures, who turned out to be a number of drowned, a specific type of aquatic zombie. A battle ensued in which you were mostly victorious and made pretty handy work of your opponents. However, not before Vitekorl managed to catch, for the second time in 14 sessions, a little bit of a plague from these creatures. And as you returned from a little bit of hunting, you found Vitekorl laying in bed, more of a light blue than his usual gray, with pus-filled boils growing and appearing all over his face, something he had seemingly not realized yet. And as you handed him a reflective, I can't remember if it was a mirror, just some kind of reflective surface off the top of my head.
I held up my mirror.
You held up your mirror. We ended the session with Vitekorl seeing his now pus-filled face for the first time and letting out a scream that could be heard for miles away.
For that scream.
Nice. That is where we will pick up today, with that scream still ongoing. We're back into it. You all see Vitekorl screaming as he looks into this mirror, his face bluish with these little boils just kind of appearing all over it. What would you like to do? I'm so happy. This is like, I've been living for this. Ryan is just the plague gatherer at this point. Amazing.
Quickly take the mirror back, put it back in my bag of holding.
Before it gets pus on it? Yeah, good idea. You're muted, Ryan.
I'm muted.
It's surely not that bad.
It's pretty bad. It's not great. It's I was already nauseous. Now I'm really bad. Oh. All right.
Is there any kind of unpleasant odor emanating from him?
Yeah. There's like you see a couple of them have already popped and are kind of leaking down his face, and it has like kind of a, I hate to describe this for anyone who might be eating right now, but kind of a rotting saltwater smell. Like it's very oceany.
Oh. Okay, cool. I specifically don't breathe.
There you go. You can turn that off. Dusty, on the other hand, with your feline-like enhanced senses, are quite aware of the pungent aroma coming from the boils growing all over Ryan's body, seemingly.
I feel and I look and I smell like a thing found under the pier.
Hey, babe.
It's not good.
Here's the thing, Vitekorl. I think we're gonna get you all sorted out. We'll get it all taken care of. I'm gonna need you to maintain about a 10-foot gap between me and you. Currently.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Does this house have rooms? It's just one big room. No. Okay.
I need you to understand. This has nothing to do with your appearance. It has everything to do with how awful the stench is for me.
Of course, yes, I wouldn't be offended at all. Just please help me. Oh God.
It's us in this place right now, right? Everybody else left. Go to the camp.
Yes, the woman who I can't remember if you guys got her name off the top of my head. I believe you did. I don't know if anyone wrote it down. I didn't. It's in there somewhere. They did leave with 3 of the other workers who actually survived the encounter. They made their way back towards Laravos Lake and the Laravos Lumber Company where they live. And leaving you 3 just by yourselves in this fairly warm, well-made log cabin with a nice fire burning.
Well, as you know, I don't necessarily need to smell, so I can help you with what you need. I'm so sorry.
Sure. Hey, it was kind of my bad, I let the thing hit me. I don't
think anybody lets anything hit them on purpose.
Well, true.
Well,
yeah, I would imagine it was just kind of, heat of the moment. He caught you. Don't put this on you.
That just, that thing that I turned into, I need to be honest with both of you. I don't know really what I'm doing. More often than not, but especially with the whole magic thing, it's all feelings. It's all emotion. I was never really taught much. It was mostly just in the woods. I learned it. I let it get a hold of me. That was not good. I'm afraid of what might happen if I let that happen again. Oh.
Well, just remember, if it does happen, we're here for you.
That's the problem, is you'll be there, and I ran away this time, but maybe next time I run at you both. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I trust you enough, and I think we built up a good enough foundation here that I'm pretty sure even if you come after us, it won't take you very long to realize. And I trust you enough to think that you will. You know?
I'm going to finish up preparing the bark tea for him.
Oh, yes. Go ahead. I'm going to say just roll me a simple medicine check. As you kind of mix all these ingredients into a pot of water over the fire and slowly bring it to a boil. Or now I would say this would also constitute an alchemy check, if you're more proficient in that. I know you are an alchemist by nature.
Supplies, yeah.
Okay, so add your proficiency bonus to that as well, then, if you haven't already.
I'm proficient in medicine, too.
Oh, okay, so
I'm going to use my second knowledge from a past life.
Might be a good idea, okay.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, it's a 1. Oh, rolled a d20?
It did roll a
d20.
Take
the 7.
And add a d6 to it? I don't know why it rolled a d20.
I clicked the wrong send.
Oh, fair enough.
That's,
okay, so 10. It takes you a while, but you get it to a nice boil, and you gather a lot of the medicinal properties of these herbs come out as you boil them. And while the tea itself might be done, you are not sure how good or bad it might be tasting. But it is finished and appears to be ready. What's up, Beast? Welcome in. Also, Tark, I don't know if I said hi to you earlier. Thank you for doing the shoutouts earlier. Mod of the year.
Is there any sugar anywhere in here or anything sweet, like honey, perhaps, that I can add to it? Or...
Yeah, there is a table behind you with a number of traveling goods on them that is kind of like a pay what you have, honor system type trade deal when no one's here. There are some rudimentary travel supplies, including a couple jars of honey.
Oh, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna, is there any mint?
None that you can find.
Sorry, okay, that would be nice. But I'll definitely mix in some honey.
Okay.
With the tea.
A little bit more flavor mixed into it.
Knowing what I know, I'm going to leave. Let's see. I actually have a nice water skin that I literally never use because I don't need to.
Hey,
so I'm gonna get that out and leave. I'm gonna leave a water skin there.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Leave a nice full water skin over on the table in exchange for the honey you took. Seems a fair enough trade. You gather there wouldn't be many complaints about that, and you kind of go over, mix the honey into the tea until you're kind of comfortable. You take a little taste yourself, what you can taste with your mostly, dead taste buds, but it's got a little bit of an earthy taste to it with a little bit of a sweet aftertaste that lingers because of the honey. You gather that's about as good as that's gonna get.
Yeah, I'll bring that over to Vitekorl.
Okay. Vitekorl, Xechas kind of
hopefully this helps.
Brings you over a small cup of tea.
I haven't said anything since Dusty said. As soon as he said trusting, I've been looking at both of them, just kind of breathing heavy.
Yeah, you do feel very feverish, quite clammy, very hot, and then you'll pull up the blankets because you're feeling cold, and you'll feel hot again, so you'll take the blankets down, then you'll start shivering.
I can't get comfortable. It's just, thank you. Xechas, I'm very not used to this. Before I met all of you, before I was here, I was sort of chased out of where I was before. I ran a small circus where I was most of the animals, but people found out that I was doing things like turning into a small rat and stealing money from them and, knocking down things at night, blaming it on wild animals, and then claiming that I had tamed the wild animal, then turn into, like a bear or something. Stuff like that. I got found out. And I ran. Because the idea of people scared me. You two aren't people. In a lot of ways. But I digress.
As he kind of coughs, you see one of the boils just pop.
Oh, that one made distance.
You didn't happen to say that because I was a cat, did you?
Absolutely, yes. And this one is a Tinkertoy, and I love you both regardless. And that feels weird, too, to say, I love you.
Positive racism, people. There you go. It does exist.
You're not people. You're better than people. Honestly,
you're different, and that's the only reason I like you.
You're like a rare Pokemon card.
The people I like.
Oh, God.
You're rarer. I appreciate the both of you a lot. Not just because you're probably what's the only thing stopping me from melting into a pus pile, but you've proven a lot of things wrong to me. And I don't like when people prove me wrong, but this time I do. So, thank you. I guess.
Good. Well, as we said before, we always got you.
And you.
Being proven wrong it's an opportunity to learn.
You are the sweetest, most absolutely naive robot I've ever met. And I love you.
And on the topic of your magics, I know you said you're not sure about them, you're unsure with them, but to be fair, I thought I knew everything that I did know, and now I can speak a language that I've never heard in my life until I've had this amazing little fucking creature spawning with me. And now everything
a dragon.
Yeah, now everything changed for me. So I think we're all just gonna learn together. That's how it's gonna be.
Huh. And I mean, yeah, the thing that basically almost killed you, Xechas, is powering our house now. I mean,
it quite literally did kill me. I was quite dead.
Oh yeah.
Very, very dead. Then I wasn't.
I guess depending on your definition of how you're living now, you're still dead. Sorry, that one felt bad to say. Oh.
Well, no, if you want to get technical, I'm undead.
Yeah, I mean, technically, Oxford Dictionary. I'm having visions of another world. New York City.
Most devious bastard in New York City.
Oxford Dictionaries.
A far-off desert, a wave of millions of zombies attacking a city, a shiny golden man falling into the sea.
I see a 9/11. Is it a store? No, it's a terrible event. No!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Not the other one.
The plague is affecting Ryan's brain.
Oh, God.
Not the 9/11 jokes. Jesus Christ.
Wait.
It's been over 20 years.
What's up?
I know.
Guys, they hit the second tower.
Have a good night, everybody. All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Oh my God.
I don't even know what. Oh God! But
I've lost all faith in humanity. I love you
Things
guys.
that almost get us canceled.
You're American. You can make those jokes.
Oh God.
Moving on. That was a really heartfelt moment, and you ruined it yourself, Ryan. You did that to yourself.
I put a little bow on it, then I spit on it.
Oh well, at least you spit on it. I always appreciated that first. Just ended on thank you, Wisconsin. Okay.
Have a good night.
So, as you kind of hand this tea off and have this little emotional epiphany with your comrades here and your visions of a far-off land going through a very traumatic event, you kind of take a little... Do you sip on your tea? You kind of take a little whiff of it. It smells earthy with just a little kick of honey in there.
Yeah, I would say, especially after that big speech of me trusting, I like look at him, look at him, and I go, whoop, just down the hatch.
Okay, it's pretty good. It tastes like water with fucking plants mixed into it. It's like a tea in the sense that it is leaves mixed in boiling water. It doesn't really have a lot of taste. It gets maybe a little dirt, a little earth in there, and then just like a nice after kick of sweetness from the honey that was mixed in there. Oh my God, I love you guys.
It's not quite like the tea that we have at home, but it should at least help with your fever.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Uh-oh.
Not a bad one.
With advantage.
Not a bad one, just to see how your body handles. What's up, Stormy?
Oh, thank you, Capstone, for that. Thank fuck. Okay.
I mean, that was just to see if like the now one would be the tea has no effect, but the 16
I need this to do something.
As you kind of have a sip, you drink it, you still feel a little cold, a little clammy. There's still, pus-filled pustules all over you, but you do feel the kind of fever beginning to recede a little over the next 20 minutes or so as your body kind of absorbs the medicinal ingredients in the tea, but you also don't see any improvement on the actual spreading of the boils across your skin. But you do feel marginally better. Like, you gather you could probably travel fairly comfortably if you have access to this kind of thing. And you also do realize you are in the middle of a forest in a log cabin with no one around for miles. Traveling is likely in your future. So you figure if you can keep up on the tea consumption, you can probably mitigate the worst effects of the fever on your body. You may want to get a to-go thermos or something.
I pull out the water skin that I have, and I'm just shakingly hold it up to Xechas and just, I think I'm gonna need more, please.
Yes, that's actually a good idea. I'll take the water skin and I'll go, because I made a big pot of tea, I'll go fill that with the rest of it.
Yep. Okay, so you fill that one, and there's easily enough to probably fill four more or so, give or take, depending on how long you guys hunker down here. It's up to you. What is the plan? It seems like Vitekorl is having a bit of an uptick in the way that he's looking. There's that kind of traditional, the grayness you're used to kind of returns to the cheeks a little, and there's more just like a light bluing happening on the cheekbones and the tips of the ears. Seems like your medicinal tea did quite a good job of managing his symptoms. Or at least his body is responding very well to it, one or the other.
I'll probably still have to stay away from Dusty. I don't think these boils are going away very soon. But the fever is starting to subside. It just I could feel it moving across the room. I felt it leave my body.
I have so much fun with this over the course of the next few sessions. Just randomly like...
Yeah.
You know what I can do here? He's gonna take his claw, take a strip of the cloth he has on. He's gonna cut it. He's gonna wrap it around his nose and tie it. That'll probably help. I think.
I'm making you live like this.
It's not your fault. Nothing to be worried about.
Itself to the
I'll manage.
A little better.
Thank you very much. If we stay here, we could, but I should be good to keep going if we need to.
All right. Well, we're just wanting to check out the lumber mill, right? Make sure the soldiers haven't moved in on it or anything. Maybe go talk to the man.
Right.
Well, yes. Figure out at least what the situation is.
Right. I will be staying out of all and any negotiations.
Well, alternatively, I could perhaps create a sort of disguise for you that would shroud your appearance.
You don't say. Is it just a blanket? Yes. Are you gonna make me a blanket man?
No, I could create a whole disguise set for you. It would take about an hour, and I would have to more or less pull it from the weave, but that's part of what I can do.
Well, damn. Yes, absolutely. That we'll gauge how well I'm feeling when I get there. If I'm any worse than this, then I'll just sit outside. But yeah, I like that idea. I don't like the idea of missing out on talking. That's what I do best. Yeah. I can't ha-ha. I'm not able. If I ha-ha, one of them goes every time.
Yep, every time.
Mm-hmm. Ha.
Having too much fun with this. You're good. Nothing happens.
Take a rest here, because it's the middle of the night pretty much, right?
You guys took the boat upriver from where you camped for probably a good few hours and then fought. We spent an hour gathering herbs, so it's probably around supper time by now, if anything.
Yes, I think it would be wise not to travel with the sundown, especially with the chances of the mist rolling in.
That's true.
Yeah, and we wouldn't want any of those waterlogged assholes on our tail.
Oh, goodness. I hope
true.
No offense. As he looks towards Vitekorl.
Oof.
That's fine. I feel more like them than a person right now anyway.
If only you knew.
Oh no.
Said-
Buddy. Buddy.
Buddy.
Above table, just above table, this probably won't come up. This disease gives you the ability to breathe underwater. Yep.
Fish, Carl.
You are fish, Carl. What's up, Professor? Welcome in.
Hey, Prof.
Yep. Oh, that's crazy. You're gonna waterboard. He can breathe through it. That's crazy. It's insane.
It's like a spa.
The pus-filled boils act as gills.
No.
Imagine the trail behind him in the water of pus.
Oh no!
Oh no!
How you doing, Professor? We're dealing with one player.
Oh no! Not gummy water.
Oh God! Can we just
Remember that?
vow?
I mentioned of pools I had earlier?
Can we just vow from here on forward to never use the phrase "cummy water" on stream again?
Sorry, spermy H2O.
That's somehow better. I'll be honest. I much prefer
I don't
that.
know.
I much prefer that. It's so much better.
What about jizz liquids?
Jizzquids?
Jizzquids.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Oh, we are unhinged.
Jizz
boys.
duo.
We are unhinged. Yep.
So I'm gonna take an hour to do the thing where I can do the right tool for the job,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna create a disguise kit
Mm-hmm. Easily done.
with my Tinker's tools, just magically out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. You watch Vitekorl,
the
or
live
as Xechas begins going to work on this disguise kit for you, and by the time he's done, he is basically just using his magical tools, produced an entire disguise kit, seemingly from the ether.
You never can cease to amaze me, sir. Damn.
Well, you did see me do that with the herbalism kit like 2
Mhm.
hours ago. So
It's just every time, though. God.
Fair enough.
thank you.
So I just...
This looks like it'll work.
Oh,
Yeah, it has,
okay.
like, the whole what exactly does the disguise kit have?
I believe it contains prosthetics, things like a wig, basically everything you need to completely disguise your person.
Just a fucking vanity mirror.
Yeah, like you basically pull out an entire vanity chest full of different accoutrements to disguise Vitekorl in whatever way you see fit.
I just open it up and I just pull out this wig that's big, shaggy afro, and I'm like,
Yep.
the inside says Bob Ross. Who is that?
Oh, sorry, Rob Boss. I meant to spell that. He's a painter from my hometown.
Oh yeah, no, it says that. I'm just delusional. Okay, sure, yeah, I put on, okay, yeah, I like it, and...
So here for Afro Carl?
Yeah, and there's like
There's a little
prosthetic.
goatee.
Yep. And there's like a mask to cover your boils and such.
Sure, okay, yeah, it's stifling, and I can feel every boil popping as I pull it on, but yeah. Yeah, this is working, this
Like
is
one
working,
of those
yeah.
little pop things that, like, kids used to stim with. Like,
Perhaps it will get rid of them quicker. I don't know.
Right, sure,
What's up,
yeah,
Frog?
no, this works great. I feel like I could make this work. If the fever stays away, this will work.
I am picturing this as a
Boss.
full-on Bob Ross outfit. That is what we are working with. We have Bob Ross Vitekorl happening right now, and that is canon.
Except his face, I made the prosthetic, just Vitekorl's face.
Yeah, it is. Vitekorl, you look at the mask and you realize this is an exact replica of your face without pus-filled boils on it. It's very impressive.
It's really scary to see.
It's just your face with no skull or eyes or mouth in it. It's just...
I'm looking at myself in a
In the
box.
Burj Khalifa. They make a latex face in that hotel, and it's like that kind of thing where no eyes, no nose holes.
Yeah. I'm holding it, and I'm just. It's really unsettling holding your own face this close to your face. It's I'm a handsome bastard. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Dup. Yep. I can feel him. I can't do a lot of movement with this on.
Perhaps don't wear it while you're resting.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Out of curiosity, did you just make his face, or have you just been carrying around a replica of his face?
Fair question.
That was just freshly made, you could say.
Even more impressive.
All right, because I was curious if you just had a random one of my faces in there as well.
Well, theoretically, if I've
you open the disguise kit and there's like a very rudimentary, like Halloween style cat mask that's just the nose and the whiskers. That's it.
Fun.
No, that's not supposed to be there. I closed the disguise kit back up.
All right, well,
You found
now I'm
Xechas's
offended.
fursuit.
I swear it's not mine.
I didn't know you were a furry.
Well, sure. I mean, what's
Nope. No, it was a one-off joke. We're not going down this road, boys. So, how would you all like to spend the rest of your evening at this point? I guess we've agreed. We are relaxing and letting Vitekorl recover a little bit in this nice, cozy log cabin instead of traveling an unknown road at night. Yes, it is.
Is
Facts.
there only one entrance? Just the front, just the door?
Just front door and the two windows. There's two windows in the front as well. But they are boarded up, as is kind of the norm with many of the homes around here.
I'm going to go around and I'm going to do some mending on those window boards to make them even more sturdy.
Sure.
And then I'm going to cast alarm on the door right before, I guess, Dusty goes down for his 8 hours. So Vitekorl's probably going to be out a bit longer.
Yeah,
Last
most
8 hours.
likely. Okay.
What? Sorry, I just got distracted. What the hell is up with this one anime-ass fucking piece of hair I got going on here?
Looking, yeah.
You're the main character right
You're
now.
the main character
Yeah,
today.
he is. Look
I'm just fucking sitting here like I'm Sasuke Aizen, dude.
There
What
you
is
go.
happening here?
The weeb
It
is
was
real.
distracting the actual shit out of me.
We live.
And I was like, what
weeb.
the fuck? Anyways,
Notice me, senpai.
notice me.
Nope. Without the curl, Chris, it just looks like you're a bad guy from a shitty sci-fi movie.
Yes.
And now I'm a mumble rapper.
Oh no! Call him Lil.
You need to get those tattoos right here.
His name is Lil Jizzrag.
Lil cum water.
Little microlodon.
I hate it. So, you prepare the house for the evening's rest, Xechas. Dusty and Vitekorl, what are you guys doing with the rest of your night?
Not dying.
Fair. We'll see about that.
I
Oh.
think Dusty mostly just goes out to get more bark.
Okay, roll me a nature check. Just trying to find all those different ingredients and remembering what it was
Natural.
that y'all gathered the first time.
I'm taking
11.
with you just in case, so that I can find you if you get lost. And I'm gonna light up a I don't know, rock of some sort.
Okay,
Magical tinkering.
sounds good.
Oh, these are woods, aren't they?
Yes, you're at advantage for that.
That would be.
We are beaded curtains. Yep, that is accurate.
I don't think I actually get it. I think it's just double.
I'm just gonna rule its advantage.
Okay, I like
Like
that
it.
more.
That's what we've been doing this whole time.
Yeah, we've been doing it that way the whole time. I'm more than okay with that. Not much better, but a slight improvement. You have trouble remembering a couple of the things you got, but you kind of see them and it jogs your memory just a little bit. And you're kind of making your way around, gathering the different herbs for the day, bits of various barks and herbs that you can find. It is little difficult going, being that it is, the dead of winter. It's pretty slim pickings, but you managed to bring back about the same number of ingredients you gathered the first time. However, as about 40 minutes, maybe an hour goes by, you hear some ways away, quite far, almost so far you can barely hear it, just the crack of a gunshot echoing out through the forest. Just one. You gather you probably wouldn't have heard it if you weren't particularly used to the forest and the sounds that are produced in it. Also, as someone who uses a firearm, you recognize the sound when you hear it. Just one shot. Kind of rings out into the evening air.
Well, shit. He like almost looks like he looks back to the cabin and he looks towards where he heard the gunshot from. I'm not gonna check it out alone. That's a horrible idea. I gotta get the bark back to the cabin. All right, he's gonna take the bark to the cabin.
No, yeah. Okay, you return to the cabin. You hand off the ingredients as you still, like, Xechas at this point is still going around preparing the alarms, repairing all the wood. And you kind of make your way back into the cabin.
While I was out there, there was a gunshot. Now, it was only one, so I'm not exactly sure what that means, but there was a gunshot. I was gonna... I thought about checking it out myself, but that sounded like a bad idea with the gurgling dudes. What direction was it from the cabin? Towards where the lumber would
where
be?
you know where the lumber mill would be. But not... You know the lumber mill is far enough away that you would not have been able to hear a gunshot from there. But it is in that direction.
It was in the direction of the lumber mill, but it's too close to be at the lumber.
Oh, all right.
It could be someone hunting. It could be we come across the body when we go in the morning.
I suppose we'll find out. We'll be on high alert tonight.
Probably for the best.
I'll keep both ears open.
No. You get all the rest you need, Vitekorl.
It's the little dog looking at me.
Something even more disturbing about it happening when he's sleeping. It's like he can't even avoid it coming down. Like it just kind of pops and then comes back down. Now he's got even more pus on him. It's fucking awful. I hate it.
Funny you should mention that.
Hopefully we can find a cure for our good friend Gustav again.
Yeah, I don't know where we'd have to send a letter to get a hold of him, but need to try.
God. Perhaps one of the gods.
I don't even know who he worshipped.
Alcohol?
I don't know who Kieran's patron deity was off the top of my head. If he's still awaken in chat, he can inform us.
It was Torm.
Was it Torm? That sounds right. What is that, Mr. Boba? Welcome in.
I'll give it a good prayer tonight, see what
I
happens.
just remember because it was the same as Stanny.
That makes sense. Yes, that checks out. Okay. So, we agree. The gunshot is something to address in the morning. Dusty, you finish up your day. Vitekorl, you're resting. So we'll just go ahead with the long rest. Who is taking first watch? Or who is doing the watch? Because with Vitekorl out of commission, you have 4 hours unaccounted.
I will take 4 hours of a watch, let Xechas get his rest in, and then wake him up, or get him up,
Okay.
and let him take over once he's resting.
Sounds good. You guys basically do like a 12-hour period of resting in which you're some watching and some resting, but roll me a perception check, Dusty, for the first 4 hours while Xechas is going through the meditation stage.
I couldn't possibly have as bad of a time as last time, eh?
Right? I mean, you're already rolling better than
I'm fucking back, baby!
Let's go! All ones today! I mean, that's two. Vitekorl got one, you got a one. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You don't hear shit. You hear a motherfucking thing. It is silent outside. You hear the wind whistle through a couple little gaps in some of the logs, perhaps, that is not a mending fix. It's more of like a stuffing shit between the log kind of fix. Chris, I think you bumped your camera a bit there when you got up. Just check that when you get back. Yeah, you're a little off-center.
The skewed.
Beauty. You're beautiful.
I like to think I'm sitting there trying to like listen out and watch the door, and all I hear is,
yeah.
I just keep looking over.
Just a damp popping noise every single time you hear. It is accompanied by the smell of seawater. It is deeply unpleasant. However, the rest of your watch passes without further incident, and around the 4-hour mark, Xechas kind of, even though his eyes were open for the duration of the meditation, kind of refocuses back to life, more or less, and takes the last 8 hours of the watch when you go down to bed.
We'll have to figure that out, because the wording of my thing is different from an elf. It says I can finish a long rest in 4 hours if I spend those hours in an inactive, motionless state, during which you retain consciousness, which is different from an elf.
Yes, you are still technically conscious, but like, I would rule that you could sit with your back against a tree unmoving and just scan if you wanted to do watches that way, but it probably would be a disadvantage.
Okay, that would be it.
Because if you are in an unmoving state, you're not like turning your head to stay on watch. You are immovable. You are not moving.
We go rest in a room, and then we have you lean against the wall, watching the only door into a room, and we're good.
That has alarm cast on it.
Yeah, like literally, it's not really a huge concern.
Yeah.
However, go ahead and roll me a perception check for your watch, Xechas.
Join us.
One of us. One of us. One of us. Jesus. Nah.
God, what the fuck? What the?
We're doing two ends of the spectrum. Okay. So 4 hours went by for Dusty's watch. You start your watch. You kind of sit there throughout the night and listen as closely as you can, kind of aware of the fact that a gunshot was heard recently and kind of keeping an ear out for anything else. And at one point you do kind of pick up a couple voices wandering through the woods. Not close enough that it seems like they're coming past your shed or your home, your domicile at the moment, but it sounds like two individuals walking through the forest, a bit of a ways away, but having like a full-on conversation just between themselves, talking out loud. If you want, you can roll me an insight check on that one real quick.
$13?
Okay. It sounds like two individuals who are just talking to kind of distract themselves from being out on patrol at night. They're not really talking about anything specific other than like the events of the day, the kind of difficulties they've struggled with as soldiers patrolling in the wintertime. It just seems like two men talking to each other kind of make their patrol go a little faster. You don't hear anything that stands out as particularly important. Just small talk between two soldiers.
I don't hear a town name or anything like that that could indicate where they're stationed or their home is.
Nope. Nothing like that. Just hear like the occasional voice carrying on the wind echoing through the forest, but
okay.
They don't come anywhere near your log cabin.
I feel kind of comforted knowing that there's soldiers out doing patrol.
Fair?
Is good. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Whether or not they're necessarily friendly to us, they're the ones out there distracting the bullshit.
Valid point.
Truth.
Valid point. However, nothing else happens for the remainder of the watch, and the following morning, you all awaken, having got your full night's rest. Vitekorl, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh, okie dokie.
You're doing so good on these today.
Come on. No, but no. But yes, but no. No quiero no más. Afuera.
48. You take 22 points of necrotic damage. And when you wake up, you find the boil situation has moved from like this cheek and a couple over here, that it's now on the forehead. It's kind of moving down your neck and towards your arms. And the feverish cold to hot chills and shivering back and forth definitely has returned in force. and the boils have spread even further across your body.
Well, as y'all see me wake up, I kind of have a moment. My eyes flitter and flounce, and I just go, I don't feel good. And I get knocked out.
Okay. You all watch Vitekorl stand up, or kind of like sit up out of bed, look at you. You now notice the boil situation has migrated, and his face is just covered. It's like when you mentioned previously in the night there's no way of moving out of the way, and he's basically just popping onto himself. That is exactly what happened. And it appears that the disease has spread substantially. So as Vitekorl sits up and kind of says, I don't feel so good, you see the blue just flush across his face, and he collapses back into the bed, unconscious.
Oh goodness, no. I'm gonna
what the hell?
Rip the potion of healing out of my bag of holding and go and pour it in his mouth carefully.
Okay.
I have 21 hit points.
Pour the healing potion into their mouth. No effect whatsoever. Does not wake up, does not seem to regain any hit points. But
oh no,
you are not taking death saves as of now. You are stabilized, but comatose.
Oh good. Oh no.
I posted the details of your disease in the actual chat for our group, and as a result of the blue rot you are currently infected with, when you were brought to 0 hit points by failing your con save, you are not able to be awakened. The healing potion has no effect other than you feel the heart rate kind of just still steadily going. Vitekorl is alive, but unresponsive.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. That is like the worst that could have gone. And that is the average damage for that is 18. I rolled above average. I rolled 2 5s and 2 6s. That's fucking crazy.
You needed 21 to take me down, and you rolled 22.
Hmm?
How do you only have 21 HP?
He's a druid.
I rolled very low.
Oh.
Very, very low.
You see one more go off.
What? Well, what's happening? Why is he not waking up?
Surely it has to do with this blueness. Oh no.
All right, well.
Oh no, Stuart. It's so terrible.
Oh, Stuart! Oh no! What has happened?
Listen, I know our job is important, at least important to some people. But I would rather handle this situation first, I think.
Most certainly. DM, do I recall anything about anything like this?
Roll me a medicine check. Oh.
No, in the contract.
Nope.
I read.
There is a clause about loss of membership. It does not negate the contract in any way. You're expected to uphold your duties, regardless of what happens to your party along the way. You have a job to do. That clause is very much in there. It does say if one of your members dies or is rendered incapacitated, you are allowed to hire company individuals or freelance mercenaries to fill spots on your team. But the responsibility for doing so falls on you. There is a clause also pertaining to medical treatment. Any medical issues that arise as part of your quests, whether it be an illness such as this, loss of limb, the company will pay half of the damages while on company missions. So if it costs you 500 gold to heal him, the company reimburses you 250. That is it.
Better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, oh goodness. I would hate for us to draw the ire of the company, but I don't know what to do about this. I can't move him. Can you?
I'm not very good at picking things up, as we have seen.
You do have a sled. And a boat.
We don't have the sled because we had to use the boat as the sled.
That's true. Yeah, you guys currently find yourselves in the middle of the wilderness in a log shack. Several hours at least. You know, the closest civilization is the lumber mill itself, which has a small township built around it where all the workers live and shit, but that's about it. Oh, Stuart, who needs inspiration with tits like these if Vitekorl doesn't pop into oblivion? You have inspiration, Vitekorl.
Well,
If
Take you out.
we can take a chance and hope that somebody in the lumber mill has anything that could help, or we... Do I know whether or not Port Arrington is closer?
Much further. And
Or we head back.
overland the entire distance. Sheer distance-wise, looking at the map... Oh, here, I can drag you guys up. Fort Mismere is across the, down the river and across the bay. Port Arrington is on the northern side of the continent, overland most of the journey, and through forest. I'll try not to.
Or we,
I think our best option is to leave him here. Go get help.
I don't want to leave him here alone with the fucking things beating at the door.
May be able to seal him in, more or less.
Doesn't work like that, Zach. You gotta pick somebody. Good try.
Zach, you sociopath, what's wrong? I love you.
I was not expecting this to go down this way. This is crazy.
There's a rather unpleasant option.
What's that?
We let him take it. And we go in there, and we talk to the man, and we convince him to give it up to Mismere. The other options take too long. No, the lumber mill. The other options take too long. We'd have to go visit Arrington.
No, we have to go seek help at the lumber mill, surely.
That's the way I see it. We gotta go to the lumber mill somehow, and if there's nobody there, well, we might just have to take a more strong arm approach into making them turn it over. Because we don't have time to talk to Arrington unless they have somebody here.
I mean, yes. And this is certainly urgent now. I doubt we have time to do what we were planning to do originally. What about the...
It's doubtful.
With this surely would draw the ire of the Thieves Guild. You have two of the pristine weapons.
The Bilge, they said they would prefer it not to be in Mismere's hands, but if it's unavoidable, it's unavoidable, I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
They said they prefer Arrington to have it, but...
return those weapons. But hopefully not.
Well, the weapons were for a different job. That was for something we're going to have to do for him down the line.
Oh, right, yes. A blank check, if you will. Terrifying that we owe the Thieves Guild an IOU.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm not exactly the saint that some might think me to be.
Nor am I. Alright, well, this is what we do.
I mean, we can try to leave him here. I'd really prefer not to have him alone in a cabin in the woods.
Well, I think this is perhaps the safest, unless we can pull him in the boat. Is there a lot of snow on the ground right now, DM?
There's a pretty sizable amount. A decent amount. Not enough that it's like really deep, but there's just kind of an even coating. A lot of the road is kind of turned into ice overnight from where the people walked on it previously and packed it down in the snow. Also might be something around for you to carry him in. You don't know. You haven't looked.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look at the list of tools that exist.
Not at this level, Frog Toys. They're only level 3. I don't think anyone has access to Arcane Lock. Wouldn't that be nice, though? Shit.
It would be so convenient for our purposes, but such a dick move to just lock all of these people out of their fucking
Lock this only survival
cabin.
shed between the lumber mill and the only other settlements on the map. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But at the same time,
who the fuck locked this door, bro?
who the fuck did this? Who the fuck did this? But
really, all you're doing is quarantining me.
it's up to you guys what your options are. I mean, you could even try to construct a sled, really. It's entirely up to the party. Vitekorl, you have advantage from Kayla. Hopefully, you get to use it.
Which
Are you any good at wood carving?
It does, yes. What's up?
I was asking Zayas, are you any good at wood carving?
Well, I've not necessarily. I've dabbled, but I'm not as proficient with that as I am with other things.
Well, I don't think making a poison's gonna help us now.
No.
That's about all I know.
Perhaps weaving one out of long leaves of some kind, or some sort of I don't know. I guess perhaps trying to carve just a rudimentary sled out of a large fallen log or something would be best. It may take us an extra day, but I feel like this isn't the most time-sensitive thing. One extra day or half day wouldn't hurt.
I mean, I guess it really depends on how long the company's gonna give us before they just march on in.
Well, they know that we're going there. Ian, was there anything in the contract about a time frame?
No, not particularly.
Okay. Yeah.
You do know that while there was nothing in the contract, they are pretty eager to see this, and you guys being sent here is a last-ditch effort to maybe mitigate the situation or clean it up quickly and quietly before all-out chaos ensues. I mean, die from this? Unlikely. In fact, the disease prevents anyone from dying from it. He is just in a coma until he's cured. And the party has nothing to cure him with. At
Very
all.
sweet.
You guys are sweet, though. I love how Ryan, the druid, has become the fucking poster child for plague carriers. All because we decided that any disease you catch as an animal still carries back over to your human form. That's on you. I was like, do you want this? And you're like, sure! Regret.
The other option we got is that one of us goes, the other stays here with him.
Yes, just to fetch someone to see if we could come get help, or even go acquire a sled of some kind.
They do probably have better tools and probably people that are used to working with wood there.
Or with any luck, a healer. That's doubtful, but who knows?
I'm rather quick on my feet. I could probably make it there fast.
You are at the rapid, and your home is these woods, so perhaps that's a better plan of action.
I will. I was gonna say I'll shoot my gun if I get into any trouble, but after a while, it's not gonna matter.
Yes, no, I do think that's the best course of action.
Very well. No time to waste. Probably get heading out.
All right. I can help you travel quicker, and I'll cast Long Strider on you.
Much appreciated.
That was Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Also appreciated.
You doing both?
No.
Like, damn. All right.
I just wanted to.
So,
Just a speeding bullet of safe light.
mhm.
Safe light.
Call me the lighthouse.
Do you need any funds or anything, or are you all right?
Checks his gold pouch. I feel like I should be all right for what might come, And if they need payment up front, I should be able to carry at least half of it.
Very good. All right, well, be safe and return as soon as you can.
I will do my damnedest.
Okay.
Fuck.
No,
Violet's not gonna stay here.
Not your companion.
Violet will not leave my side, and I know she won't.
No, it's best for her to go with you, for sure. You can still
Yeah.
get in the bag.
Yep. Oh, that's gonna be a pain in the back. Alright, well, he's gonna start walking towards the door, ready to at least sprint for a bit of the journey.
Okay. You make your way to the doors. You kind of like put your hand on the handle, open it up. You feel the cool breeze come in. There's been no weather checks, so the weather's just the same as it has been. Just kind of light snows occasionally drifting on the wind. A little cold, but not unmanageable. The trees shelter you from the brunt of the cold winds and everything like that. So you kind of go to step out, quickly look back at Xechas and Vitekorl. You see Vitekorl laying in bed, just as usual. You kind of nod your goodbye, close the door behind you, and set off into the cold winter snows here in the forest of Avanar towards Laravos Lake and the lumber mill that waits you there. And that is where we will take the break for today. It feels like a nice point for break.
We're splitting the party.
I thought we were gonna have like fun. I thought we were gonna have fun with this disease occasionally, just like knocking you down a couple HP, making the travel really rough. But you went and you said fuck that. We said fuck that, and we knocked your ass out day one, baby. Day one.
I wanted to be an HBO mini drama.
If I had caught that without that double nat 20 last time, I would have had 3 HP with that roll.
Do I have the most HP out of anyone?
I think so.
I have 28.
I think
25.
so.
Damn.
Yeah, you do.
Jesus.
21.
Oh, that
Yeah,
being
plus one
said,
con.
we will be back in 10 minutes, everybody. We will continue from here as we deal with Dusty making his way to the lumber mill, and I guess Xechas taking care of Vitekorl in his comatose state. We will see how this all goes when we get back. We'll catch you all in 10.
Hello, nurse.
We're gonna run an ad break, so if you want to dodge the ads, go get a drink, take a piss, hide from Bezos. I don't care. Do your thing. I do not blame you. Have a good one. And welcome back, everybody. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you had a nice break. It was a nice little 10 minutes. We all got to relax a little bit. So, as we left off, Vitekorl was, going all comatose on us. Xechas was tending to that situation while Dusty was making his way across the forest to the Lake Lavinar Lumber Mill, or the Laravos Lumber Company. There we go. That's a fucking mouthful. I like my name choice. Bruce the Rock Diesel. Well, basically what you're looking at, but he can turn into a bear. So, we'll get right to Dusty as Xechas. You're kind of just hanging back, keeping an eye on the situation at hand here. Dusty, you take off from the cabin, making your way towards the west, I believe. Yes, okay. Heading westward along the river, or more southwest, towards the lake. You can kind of just follow the river the entire way there. The road runs more or less parallel to it. I need you to go ahead and, I'm going to say roll me a Constitution saving throw, just to see how well your cardio kind of holds up over the length of this long run. It is about 3 hours, as you were told. It is a fairly sizable trip. Let's see how the cardio does.
It can't get that bad, right?
It's a very low DC. This is just to see like how long it takes you to get there, how many breaks you. Even if you rolled a nat 1, you're gonna get there, but it was just gonna take you a lot longer. Zach, go ahead
and not be able to talk. I'm just like
Zach, go ahead and hit exclamation point D100, please, to roll that weather check for us. This will affect your travel time. Let's see how we do.
I'm gonna get fucking stuck in a hurricane.
The weather is very much the same. The snow lightly falling, the winds kind of blowing through the trees as you make your way. You take off as fast as you can, absolutely bolting down that path, running at full speed, as fast as your feet will take you. You run for what feels like an hour, your lungs burning, your leg muscles on fire, but realizing the gravity and drama of the situation, you know time is of the essence at this point, and you speed with all of your heart towards the lumber mill at Laravos Lake. At about the 2-hour mark, you gather you're most of the way there. I'd say actually about at the hour 15-minute mark, because you're running double the speed and it's a 3-hour walk, so that's about an hour and a half running. At about the hour 15-minute, when you're just a few kilometers out of town, a few miles out of town for you, you round a bend and you see what appears to be a military checkpoint. You see a number of individuals wearing the same color uniform you see the TTC around Fort Mismere wearing. This does appear to be soldiers straight from their garrison. And as you kind of approach, you run around that turn, they see you, and you find 4 muskets all pointed directly in your direction. You stop dead in your tracks, and you hear the first one go, "What's your business? Approach slowly."
All right. I'm only here because a friend is in need.
He just gestures for you to come forward and approach the checkpoint. The people kind of like lower their weapons and hold them at still a ready position if they need to turn them on you. But you no longer have 4 musket barrels pointed directly at your person. The individual appears to be in charge, is wearing the insignia of a sergeant on his sleeve, something you're quite familiar with, so seems to be the authority figure here. "Friend in need. Care to give us any details? And where are you coming from?"
Well, from the look of your clothing, Fort Mismere, same as you.
"You're a long way from home and coming the wrong direction."
Yeah, well, we were sent on a job, but a friend of mine got, well, he's worse for wear now. He called it some kind of illness.
Illness?
Yeah, he's got all kinds of feverish shit happening. He's got some boils on him.
That sounds unpleasant and frankly contagious. I'm glad you came alone. And you said you're here for a job. What's the job exactly? Who are you?
Well, if I had the letter on me, unfortunately that is with my friend back at the cabin.
What's your friend's name?
Xechas.
Are you part of a company or are you independent?
We are. We are, Sal's Claws and Cog. Or Sal's United Claws and Cog.
Oh. That's you lot. At ease, boys. They're with us. Oh, I figured you'd make it eventually. Thought you might have been there already.
We got held up. There were some, waterlogged zombies of some shit.
That makes sense. The people who were here before came through last night mentioned you. They made it back safe and sound. If you haven't realized, things are getting a little tense around here.
Yeah, we were heading on our way to hopefully take care of the issue, but, well, after those zombies, my friend came down with something and now he's in a coma.
Well, sounds like your problem, I think. And if my understanding
it is, that's why I was headed through.
Y'all still got a job to do. So, we're just here to make sure there's no, interference from the folks over at Port Arrington. This lumber mill is now closed for outside business. You're the only lot we were told to let in. We did expect more of you, but if you said one of you's out for the count, then it makes sense you're here alone. I don't know how much medical help you're gonna find in there, but Be my guest. And if I were you, I'd hurry up and get this business dealt with. Captain's getting a little impatient.
I will do my best.
Please do. And if you can't, well, me and my boys, we've been kind of aching for a fight anyway, so don't worry too much about it.
Well, I guess if you consider a fighting against unarmed civilians is your prerogative.
Fight's a fight. Eager to show a lesson to anyone who thinks they can cross the company and get away with it. Anyway, we've got a meal to see to. Safe travels. Don't cause any trouble other than the trouble you're here to cause already. Let's go, boys.
That's the plan.
They kind of clear off the road and they go and sit by a little fire, and it looks like 2 tents that they've set up a camp here for kind of the rotating like guard post rotation, and it does appear that they have a fresh kill currently over a fire, or at least something that was a fresh kill last night when you heard the gunshot ring out. It does appear like they are currently cooking something over the fire, or just kind of like keeping it over it to maintain the heat. You run past them, and in about probably 5-10 minutes at your full speed, you come out of a clearing of forest. You find an entire area around what appears to be a small settlement of just clear-cut trees. Like, you can see stumps just littering the countryside here until the line of the forest basically continues. You see a large building on top of a hill, and a number of small buildings kind of built out surrounding it, and what appears to be a large building kind of in the center of town as well, with a large, somewhat elevated tower around it with a platform that you can see a guard standing on, wearing the same colors as the soldiers from Fort Mismere, currently keeping watch over the lumber mill at large. And you very much get the sense that he is not there to watch for anything coming from the forest. He is observing the goings-on in the lumber mill. If you find yourself in... calling it a town would be a stretch. Doesn't appear that there's like an inn or a tavern or anything like that. Just the workers who built up a little settlement around the place they worked, because it's the safest place and it's easier to get from here to work than it is from fucking Fort Mismere. What do you want to do?
I am going to head towards any building that looks like a headquarters, if you will.
Okay. You have the lumber mill itself appears to be down by the water. There looks like a processing plant north of that, and what appears to be some kind of like residence, almost like a large-scale boarding house similar to what you have in Fort Mismere. But the most official building you can see is this one here, kind of at the top of the hill, overlooking the town with these, goddamn Kayla, with these large wooden walls that you've grown accustomed to seeing around here. It's your pretty standard colonial era fort, built around what appears to be a small manor estate type thing. It's not like a mansion or the biggest home you've seen by any stretch of your imagination, but it is a fairly substantial building, and it is somewhat fortified. You gather that's likely the place you need to go.
Yeah, I'll probably head that way.
Okay, you make your way up, and right outside the gates, again, you find a familiar set of soldiers all wearing a familiar set of clothing. They kind of nod as you make your way in. They don't stop you. They don't appear to be on guard, preventing anyone coming in. And you just make your way right past, kind of up the central courtyard area. You pass a stable on your way in what appears to be like a servant's quarters, kind of closer to the wall. And you kind of walk up to the large door. They are large... stained wooden doors. They're quite beautifully carved, and there's a brass knocker just hanging on them. You do, Kayla. Yeah. You're no role model letting us stare you and give you the big suck and stuff. What do you want to do, Dusty?
I'm going to explore the depths of your window.
Well, if there's a door knocker, I'll grab it and kind of use it.
Okay. A few seconds later, after you knock, you hear footsteps behind the door, and the large, heavy wooden door slides open. You find an individual there in kind of a plain suit. It looks like he's dressed as a butler, but the suit is quite old and has been patched up. It is definitely not as nice as it could have been. He kind of opens the door. Yes, hello. What can I do for you?
Well, I was sent here to negotiate things, but I have a slightly more pressing matter to myself. I was wondering if there is anybody in this encampment that is familiar in treating diseases of any sort.
Treating? Not so much, but... Well, curing, not so much. Treating, we do. What disease is it you're looking to see, mitigated?
I couldn't tell you the name of it. He's, blue-skinned. Kind of smells like seawater.
Oh.
Oils.
Well, as it stands now, we have no cure. And there's been a number of individuals affected already. They're being cared for down by the, temple, if you will. Unfortunately, there's no one here in town capable of curing such a disease. But we have found it is capable of being treated and mildly remedied through various herbal teas and medicinal concoctions. We've sent word to Fort Mistmere and Fort Arrington and, well, have yet to receive anything back. But, perhaps the good master might be able to assist you further, or at least perhaps you could clear up your other business here and then return to more civilized places where you might seek help for your friend.
Very well, I was really hoping to not discuss these matters without my other company present.
Where is the rest of your company?
Well, they are at the supply station on the river.
Oh.
One of them is sick.
Yes.
And the other is looking out for him.
We heard there was some conflict there. It is not the first time, and it is something we've been endeavoring to deal with. As yet, our letters to Fort Mistmere have gone unanswered. Wait here. I will see what I can do. And he leaves and kind of shuffles up the stair quite quickly for a man of his age. He seems quite sprightly, very spry. Makes his way up kind of this half-curved, semi-winding staircase to a platform, knocks on a door. You hear a kind of gruff voice answer, "Come in." He opens the door, makes his way, and closes the door behind him. And you kind of find yourself awkwardly standing in this kind of entryway. You kind of look around the house, and it looks at one point, this house was made from like the highest quality wood timber. Over the years, it has been worn and used, and it is definitely not in the same shape as it used to be. But you do get the sense that you are standing in the estate, the mansion, or the home of whoever owns this lumber operation, or whichever family has been in charge of it for some time. And as you're kind of taking in the different sites, there's animal heads on the walls, various decorations, all in different kinds of wood that they harvest from around here. After about 10 minutes or so, the door upstairs opens, and that same old man kind of quickly shuffles down the stairs. I have asked for assistance, as you did save a number of our workers, and including a close personal friend of the master. We are going to lend you a carriage or a cart with one horse to pull it, so you can bring your friends back here and we can discuss business. I'm sure you've noticed the abundance of troops stationed around our town of late, and it is very much something we would like cleared up quickly. There seems to be a fundamental misunderstanding here, and the sooner we can deal with it, the better. So it is with no small amount of grace that my master has allowed you to use his vehicle. So be quick about it and return as fast as you can.
I will be back as soon as I can. It's much appreciated.
I will see to it it's prepared and waiting for you outside. Could I offer you a drink? Perhaps a warm cup of tea to warm you before you make your way back on the road while we prepare the carriage.
I'll just, if you got
Whiskey?
Clean water. I need to refill my
Water.
my water skin.
Water, not whiskey, okay. I would have gone for the whiskey, personally, if I was traveling in the cold, but that's just me. He goes over and in a little bit comes back with what appears to be just a literal pitcher of water that he's served out, and it's kind of a bit of a struggle to fill your water skin with it, but you are able to do so. While you're doing that, he goes outside in a few minutes, comes back in. Your carriage is ready. Safe travels. Do hurry back.
Very well.
Please, we are expecting it be returned before this evening.
I will certainly do that. I know the people in that encampment are getting a little antsy, and I will do my best to amend them to the point of they'll allow us to do what we need to.
Good. Safe travels. He continues about his business. You make your way back outside and find a single horse cart. It's not covered or anything. It's just a very plain kind of wooden cart for hauling lumber and other supplies up to the house from the very cabin you are going back to. I will ask, are you proficient in land vehicles and the driving of them?
I am not currently, although I don't know if our jobs are in effect yet.
Oh, yeah, because you get proficiency in land vehicles when you take...
I get a choice, but it makes no sense for me to take water vehicles with my profession.
Fair enough. As you have yet to receive your onboarding and training manuals for your new position at the franchise, I will say you are not yet proficient.
Got it.
Go ahead and just roll me. I'll say a straight animal handling check, because you're just trying to mitigate this animal situation. It's a fairly large black horse, kind of a very plain Shire horse, nothing too fancy about it. Looks a little older. You kind of go up and put your hand on its face between its eyes there and just kind of gently and calmly get it used to your presence a little before you hop on and just give it a quick little snap of the reins to let the horse know you're ready to go. And together you guys begin kind of wheeling your way out of town, the wagon bouncing down the road as you do. And then you eventually kind of weave your way out of town. The guards themselves. Ryan, you good? You look like you're having trouble keeping something in down there. You alright, buddy? What'd I say?
I'm doing great. I'm just dead. I'm just dying.
You're a freak of nature. I just see people laughing in chat and then you laughing, so I'm very confused.
That's all it takes. All I have to do, I look down, I see the laughing emote, and I just start giggling. I am an easy sell.
Fair enough. Ryan is living his life. I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it. You make your way, Dusty, towards town, passing the checkpoint on the way out. The same sergeant kind of looks up as you pass, sees you riding a carriage. Looks like somebody's traveling in style now, eh?
Yeah, they loaned this so I could bring my friends along this time.
Well,
helps with negotiations.
Clearly they're in a hurry to get things resolved. Can't say I blame them. Safe travels. And you continue just past without ever stopping the wagon. With that check, you are able to navigate it fairly successfully. This is a road meant for carriages, so it's not particularly complicated to travel down. And Xechas, an hour and a half or so goes by. You gather that's about the time it took him to get back, and then about another probably hour, 40 minutes or so later, maybe a little more, you hear the steady kind of muffled clip-clop of hooves kind of walking on stones that have been slightly muffled by snow. And you hear the sound of a wagon kind of just creaking and bouncing down the road towards your establishment. Or your house.
What could that be? I've been basically just like wiping the sweat and pus off of unconscious Vitekorl.
Okay.
Thank you!
Go ahead and just roll me a medicine check, just for your bedside manner, your level of care. Okay. Pretty easy. You're just keeping the sweat low, the blankets on. Occasionally you try to feed him a little bit of tea when you can to try and just keep the fever down. He's consuming it little by little. It's not the easiest thing to get him to do, but he's semi-lucid enough to...
Throat tube.
There you go. Oh, I cast feeding tube at 2nd level.
No.
Cast foie
Tracheotomy,
gras.
level 4.
You know how many fucking prestidigitations would be used on cloths for that? Jesus.
Lucky for you, you are immune to disease as a corpse, if I'm not mistaken. Is that one of your immunities?
No.
Oh!
I'm resistant to poison.
Oh no.
Beautiful.
Buddy.
I have advantage against diseases.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw at advantage, as you are actively
Oh my
caring
God.
for a plague carrier.
Yeah, no,
If
I
my
had a
plague
feeling that
takes out the Tin Man,
If your plague takes out the whole party, campaign over. We're starting a new one. We're starting a new one. Okay, you're more than
need to roll
good.
at advantage.
A couple times as you're tending to him, you get like a little spurt in the face from one of the pus-filled, boils that you're trying to clean around. You're not always able to successfully dodge out of the way, but you do manage to avoid getting sick yourself in doing so.
Because I'm technically not breathing, so that's one of the ways it can get into me that's eliminated.
Yeah, it usually gets in through bodily contact and infected wounds. Or the eyes, getting spurted in the eyes and
I guess
shit.
at a certain point I'd probably wrap my face up in
I imagine you would start trying to dodge it. Either way, you hear the
my fucking welding goggles. My smithing goggles.
At that point, after caring for Vitekorl, you kind of hear the horse coming down, like I said, and you kind of make your way over to the door, like, what the fuck is that? And you open it, and you see Dusty, kind of wheeling this large black Shire horse along with this somewhat shoddy-looking wagon behind it, but definitely enough to carry not only Vitekorl, but the entire party back the way you need to go.
All right, Xechas, we need to load him up. We gotta get a move on out here. It's getting a little tense.
Am I alright? Okay.
I got good news and bad news as well.
Save it for the road. We should probably go. You sound urgent.
The soldiers are getting a bit trigger happy.
Oh, yes, okay. Let's do this. It'll probably be easiest to just carry the sheet that he's in with him in it.
He's pretty wrapped up in blankets at this point, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do what I can.
Alright, we've got this. Oh god.
Okay. I need both of you to together roll me. I want to say pure strength, maybe athletics. Oh, let's just go athletics, because it's going to be about the same either way.
Doesn't matter.
Athletics check for me, boys.
Have anything that can help me?
This is a very heavy Goliath. There you go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Think of look at the rabbits, Vitekorl. Look at the pretty rabbits.
put the rabbit down, Lanny.
Yeah, you go.
Oh, no.
You go to lift, and you hear like the sound of a couple gears skipping over one of the teeth, and then recentering on themselves. You're like, no, we're not meant to lift that. But Dusty manages to like lift his end and drag Vitekorl out of the bed enough that you can kind of guide the feet off of it so they don't slam into the ground.
I'll take enough weight off of the ground so that it's not super difficult.
Yeah.
But,
in the end, it ends up being mostly Dusty dragging Vitekorl through the snow towards the wagon, like, ugh.
No, I should have made strength improvements to this armor instead of dexterity.
Don't worry, I got you, buddy. I'm not gonna let you fall. I got him.
Eventually you get him to the edge, and you kind of like sling half of his body into the cart while you load the other half in. Oh, hit my microphone. I'm sorry. Little Ninja Turtle. Eventually you do manage to get Vitekorl's giant Goliath self with a slight blue tint into the back of the carriage. He's just kind of laying there comatose like. You bundle him up as best you can.
I don't know whose carriage this is, but I'm gonna cover his face with a cloth so that the pus doesn't get anywhere inside of it.
Fair. That's nice. That is very nice of you. It's like a cart. It's basically a wagon with a horse pulling it. It's not covered. But, it's nice of you to be considerate. Yeah, it's not like a fancy carriage.
We're going to do that.
It is a cart for carrying supplies.
I'm not trying to infect a whole motherfucking lumber town with this bullshit, so...
Okay.
We're going to need so much disinfectant.
Go ahead and roll me an animal handling check, Dusty, as you get this horse back on the road.
The idea of you
goes
just throwing a tarp over me,
well.
No.
Wet pretty wet.
No, I take out a nice piece of fabric that I have in my bag and put it over your face.
Yeah, you just lay that shit on there. You both hop in the wagon side by side as Vitekorl is taking up most of the back and kind of snap the reins ever so gently. Just let the horse know that you're planning on moving out again. You turn the cart around and get it back on the road towards Laravos Lake. You said there was some good news and bad news you wanted to share with Xechas. You guys are kind of just bumping along this kind of semi-cobblestone road.
All right, good news first or bad news first? Well, good news is I got a cart so we can go do our negotiations.
Yes, well done.
Bad news. Okay, so when I said there's good news and bad news, it's mostly bad news. All right, so
I kind of have a feeling.
The soldiers are very trigger happy currently. They're itching for a fight, as they said, but really they're just killing civilians.
So do you think that's perhaps what Vitekorl heard on watch the other night, was a troop of soldiers going to not necessarily fight, but go the area?
Well, no, they have set up an entire checkpoint to contain travel in and out. Unfortunately, getting any kind of help from Arrington's gonna be bloody, regardless. And they do not have a cure.
Well, he seems stable. The potion that I fed him put him in a stable state, and I have more, and I'm capable of healing, so I believe that as long as we keep him stable, oh goodness. I have him here for this. But he's not going to die, I can assure you that.
We won't let him, for sure. The issue lies in the fact that we're going all the way back here. We're going to have to do these negotiations, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's looking pretty rough for anything other than Miss Mere. Now, that was just the situation I saw. They have a guard posted in the tower. He's not looking for threats. He's not looking for threats to the town. He's looking for threats in the town, if you get what I mean.
So some people working inside the camp against their interests.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, perhaps we approach this with an open mind, and
I will say the man I spoke to, he mentioned they were having some issues that the company was not handling at Fort Mismere. I believe we could potentially convince them that we'll take care of whatever issues they need. They can come to us as long as they continue doing business with Mismere.
That's not a bad idea. Perhaps we could be their intermediary. Perhaps they would enjoy dealing with us more than they have the previous people at Fort Mismere.
The issue lies in if they're really dead set on this Arrington thing, it's gonna have to be violent.
Well, if it comes down to it, we tell that we leverage the fact that we saved some of their workers from certain death. And
they did mention that. That's why they allowed me to take this cart.
Oh, good. Okay, well we've already curried favor, but we can still push that. And then we tell them exactly, perhaps we even play up the number of soldiers that would come to attack.
Indeed. I really did want to try to find a way to help the Bilge and Arrington out, but we got to think of our home. That generator downstairs, we cannot allow them to put a bounty on us, fuck up our entire living situation, and then try to break into whatever fucking secrets we got.
As far as I know, that's the only generator of its type. Anyway.
I'm unsure. I mean, we can talk, but they're not going to give us time to go to Arrington and try to discuss anything. The way they sounded like they wanted to march before I even got there.
Well, probably sounds like that option is off the table. Seeing as if they have a platoon here already, then they don't really have any time to waste.
And I would rather these people be alive and us have a quick way to get home and make sure Vitekorl's alright.
Absolutely.
Then...
If a fight were to break out here, I mean, someone could easily just, walk up to him, lop his head off.
I don't know why they would want to do that. There'd be a lot of pus. I would, stab him in the chest or something. Would probably be way less disgusting.
But let's just not have him harmed at all.
That's my intention.
Okay.
Alright. Let's go.
You guys continue down the road as you're having this conversation. And around about the hour 45 mark, you see the break in the trees beginning to form. You kind of approach that checkpoint again. You see the individuals standing on the ready when they hear a carriage approaching, even though they're like, it is you. They do still have a job to do, so they're kind of standing on guard, weapons ready. The same individual sees you. Oh, you're back. Let's see how bad he is, huh? And he kind of goes over.
I wouldn't get overly close. He's a bit contagious, probably.
No, we'll see about that. He looks over, sees the cloth on Vitekorl. Just need to make sure he's not working for the... Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah.
I would say he's not working for much of anyone.
He's probably not working for anybody. Head on inside. At ease, boys.
Farewell.
They all kind of go back to what they were doing, and you continue down the road, and you find very much the same scene I described to Dusty. Xechas, just a very kind of simplistic town of just very rudimentary wooden homes built up around 2 or 3 larger buildings, a number of which seem to be like the mill itself, the processing area for the lumber, boarding houses. There does appear to be like some kind of rudimentary temple, but it is somewhat run down and doesn't appear to be in the best of shape. If there is someone operating out of it, it appears like they have let it go. And then, of course, you see this kind of large estate with a wooden palisade or colonial style like fort wall surrounding it. Very similar to what you have in the lower district of Fort Mistmere. Dusty kind of leads the carriage straight up that road back towards the house. You kind of pull into the courtyard as you did before. What are you doing?
As we get closer past the guards, I'll say, I would rather my friend not be brought inside. He's a little worse for wear. Don't want to really spread that around a whole lot. If you guys could make sure he's okay.
Doesn't look like he's going
keep an eye on him.
I got it.
Yeah, well, he looks back towards where the encampment is, like outside or like down the road. I would end up towards the guard tower that dude's in. Well, there's some untrustworthy individuals around here.
No, believe me, I know. The whole goddamn town is untrustworthy, traitors, pieces of shit. Why do you think we're here?
Yeah, well...
We'll watch your friend. Go about whatever business it is you have here and make it quick. We're not here to babysit. Looks in the cart. Corpses, by the look of it.
He's just unconscious.
For now.
Fair enough. Well, I just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to be left alone.
He'll be fine.
Got a job to do. He's gonna make his way to the door.
Okay. Gonna make your way over. Knock on the familiar bronze knocker again. You see the same old man open the door. Oh, you've made it back. I take it, your trip was without issue then?
Well,
Apart from, he looks at the guards.
for the most part, we got here just fine.
Good. I'm glad. The master is waiting for you. I told him you would be having a conversation when you returned. He's right upstairs.
Very well. Much appreciated.
After me. He leads you up the stairs, kind of gestures for you to follow. Xechas, you attend with him, I'm assuming, so the two of you make your way up this kind of carved wooden staircase with a very simple wooden railing and these kind of white poles to hold it up. Very simple, but very nicely carved when they likely were. You go in, pair of just plain white wooden doors open, and you see this kind of gruff-looking gentleman. He's not particularly old, but his general appearance is that of someone who has likely worked in the mill itself for a long time. He's kind of got wrinkled faces that have been stained dirty over his years of working out in the forest. He's got like a nice tan to his skin, but there's definitely some sun damage happening there, and he kind of sees you both enter. Hi. I suppose I should start by introducing myself. My name is Garros Brind. I am the purveyor, owner, and operator of this here lumber mill. And I understand you've been sent to treat with us over the recent businesses we have. So I'd much rather that conversation happen quickly. Our position is being made, increasingly clear to us as the day has gone on, and things are starting to get a little tense. So as you're here as the company dogs sent to make a deal with me, how about you sit down and we get to deal making quick, because I've about had my fill of the company and their goons.
Well, I understand where you're coming from.
Do you?
I am Dusty. This is my friend Xechas. My friend Vitekorl couldn't make it, unfortunately.
This is the sick one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't know how much good it'll do him, but he's free to, or you're free to take him down to the temple where the other sick are being cared for. This has been an ongoing problem for some time, and we have yet to receive any assistance, so the help you gave us yesterday was the most we've received to date. I suppose I should thank you, but I can't pretend you're entirely, here unselfishly.
Well, that is very true. We are here on selfish means, but I don't think we're quite on the selfish means you're thinking of.
Well, now, if you're not here as representatives of the company, you're here as what exactly?
Well, unfortunately, we do have to represent the company. Albeit, it would be more preferred if we could, not. I have to look at the encampment they have out there. Look at the number of buildings. I assume most of y'all aren't fighting folk. Although I doubt you guys wouldn't put up a hell of a fight.
We can swing an axe better than anyone, I assure you of that.
I don't doubt it.
Are you talking about the little checkpoint down on the road, or the almost 150 soldiers they have stationed up on the hill outside town?
Both. It's,
kind of hard to miss, don't you think?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't want to see anybody hurt here, but I also would prefer the company take a loss. However,
company
my
doesn't
friend's
take
wife,
losses.
Of course. They said something about you having some kind of trade deal with Arlington, possibly in the works.
They call it a trade deal. I call it an attempt to receive the protection we signed on for from the company when we signed that deal to begin with, or when my great-great-grandfather signed that deal. We work for them, we sell our lumber to their fort, they use it for their building, whatever fucking projects they need to, And they protect us in exchange. We have held up our end of the bargain time and time again. They have never once managed to stand for theirs unless it's in their own self-interest, which you figure it was, considering my workers are being pulled into the lake by blue zombies. But hey, here we sit under enemy occupation, so... Yes, I reached out to Arrington in the attempt to bridge a gap and find defense and protection for my people, if that's what you're asking.
Well,
I understand.
I also get it. I wanted to offer you something. Perhaps, I mean, we can't station ourselves here, but your problem, as we dealt with it at the cabin, we would happily look into it for you guys. We will gladly take up any jobs you need that make you feel more secure. The fact of the matter is, I don't want anybody here to die, and I need the quickest possible solution so I can get my friend home, and we can make sure he also stays alive. That is more important to me currently.
He's also probably necessary to solve this problem.
I don't know what's necessary to solve this problem. All I know is that my people are suffering. We are losing workers, we are losing men, we are losing women, and we are losing children by the month. And I don't know what to do to deal with it. They bring their 150 forces here to keep us in check, sure. God forbid they bring them to actually help our people. So if you're offering to wander out into that lake and deal with the entire problem going on beneath its surface, by all means, be my guest. You'd be doing more for us than the company ever has. But do not expect me to sit here and accept my people being fucked by the company with a smile on my face. And I'm sure you want to save your friend, and that is your utmost priority. Respectfully, your friend is not a priority to me. The 150 plus people who live and work in this settlement are. So what are you proposing? You solve this problem for us, just the two of you?
No, what I'm proposing is that treat it like an intermediary. You continue to sell to Fort Missmere. Any issues you have, while they might not see it in their self-interest, we will take care of. We are our own company, outside of the company.
Independent contractors.
I will gladly do mercenary work for you. And no, I do not intend to charge you out the ass for it, because quite frankly, as much as I care about my friend, I also don't want the 150 plus people in this place to die.
Well, I'm glad we can see common ground on that, at least. So what do you suggest? How do we help your friend help my people at the same time? I agree to what? Stop my dealings with Port Arrington. You bring that happy little message back to your superiors, and then what? I expect they'll just move their forces out of town. Do you really think they're going to go through all that trouble just to leave? I'm willing to trust you if you say you have enough pull with the company to get them to do what you say. Well, they ain't ever listened to me, and we've been business partners with them for 130 years.
The company doesn't listen to anybody but themselves.
I mean, that's
regardless. The fact of the matter is, we don't have that sway with the company. I just want to promise you that the best way for you to keep your people safe is to let us handle it. The company's not going to do it. They don't give a shit. We both know that.
Ain't that the truth?
As long as they receive their money.
They always receive their money, even if they have to pry it from our cold, dead fingers after they wipe us all out. That's not the problem. So,
What I'm proposing is that you let me and my friend work it out with them. Maybe they don't leave right away. But as soon as we get my friend, and as soon as you agree, tensions hopefully go down. As long as you stop dealings with Arrington. If the tensions start to fall off, even just a little, long enough for us to do what we need, we get my friend up and running, we will look into your problems, we will take care of them. Hell, if it's what you need from us, I will do this.
What I need is for someone to float out into the middle of that lake, dive beneath the water, somehow survive long enough to make it to the bottom where these things seem to be fucking coming from, and dealing with it at its source. Is that something you all can do? Can you breathe underwater?
As a matter of fact, and I don't tell this to many people, and I'm going to straight up show him. I'm gonna show him my mechanical bits. I've survived death before.
Okay.
So yes, I can breathe underwater, as you say.
Is there like a clock in your chat? Why are you ticking?
You could call it clockwork.
I'm be honest, that's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen, but so you can survive underwater because you're half machine? How does that work?
Well, no, I can survive underwater because I don't have to breathe.
That would help. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. I will say, Dusty, roll me a persuasion check with advantage because you made a very compelling argument. You can tell this guy is seeing the reason of what you're saying, but he has been getting fucked.
Fuck for advantage.
He has been getting fucked for years, and he is very much fed up with it. But as he kind of takes in the information from your corpse friend and weighs the points you've made to him. Look, if it keeps my people alive, my business thriving, and money in my coffers so my kids can have something to live off of, I am open to negotiating. But I'm going to need to meet, or some kind of guarantee, I guess, that they will come here and discuss with us in good faith methods to ensure that my village is cared for. And if you give me your word that you will go down there and deal with that problem, I'll sign whatever you want me to sign.
I see it as being no harder than us hiring some mercenaries to be permanently stationed here. We'll do it all through our own company.
It probably won't be necessary. I need someone to go down there and put those things down. Find out where the fuck they're coming from and stop it from happening.
I'm quite curious about it myself, and it could end up affecting us as much as it's affecting you.
It's affecting everyone. These things are fucking everywhere. They just happen to be coming out of our lake for some reason. But if you give me your word that you as a group, as a company, will go handle that problem for us, I will write a letter of intent to the mayor of Fort Mistmere in his infinite fucking wisdom and express my ongoing loyalty to the company division at Fort Mistmere. In exchange for that,
my signature.
I expected no less. You are a company. You're going to have to sign same as me. In exchange, I will lend you some of my best woodsmen to help guide you through the forest back to Fort Mistmere so you don't have to travel on the water. Believe me when I tell you it is not safe. Whoever recommended you did it in the first place is no friend to you. But
hopefully just ignorant of the situation.
No one anywhere near Rook's Bay is ignorant of the situation. But we will see to it you make it safely back to Fort Mistmere. We will carry your friend there ourselves if we have to. With that, you will also carry my letter of intent. And I hope with that, once you get your friend back in working order, you will come back here and help us with our little problem and ensure that the TTC does not slaughter us wholesale. That's the deal I offer you. My word on the word that you come back and honor your end. And if you don't, well, you'll have the first lumber mill uprising in Fort Mistmere history.
That is fair enough. And I can promise you that the only way we don't come back here is if we're dead.
I can't guarantee.
Like him as well.
Honestly, I would just advise not touching him too much. Seems to be the fix that we've managed. Just wear gloves. Should be fine. Okay. We've had a few people affected, and I will amend my previous statement. If you can find someone capable of healing your friend, recommend they come pay us a visit, because we have a number of people who could use some help. And we haven't had a holy man or a healer in town for some time. Not for lack of trying.
We do actually have a friend that he's rather aloof and hard to locate. But if we do, we will be sure to send him your way.
Good. That's really all I can ask at this point. For now, you can make yourself comfortable in my home as much as you need to. I will reach out to my people and get some folks together capable of carrying your friend long distance and hopefully show you the safest way through the woods. I can't guarantee your survival, so I put no promises of the sort, but I can at least guarantee we can try. And if you can find someone to heal your friend and bring them back here, I'll even give you a little something extra. But for now, let's focus on getting my letter over to Fort Mistmere before they slaughter every single one of us. What do you think?
That sounds like a phenomenal plan to me.
I'll write something up. You, make yourself comfortable and tend to your friend in the meantime. I'll probably be a few minutes while I let the ink dry.
Very well. And I know that having to deal with this shit constantly being shit on by the company. I've lived here most of my life. I understand. It's not great. It's fucking awful. And it's one of the worst parts about this entire fucking continent. But
it is what it is.
I want you to know. While they don't know, we are working our ass off, and he points towards Xechas and himself, on trying our damnedest to dismantle what we can.
Good luck with that.
I appreciate it.
You kind of need it.
I know. But
I don't think you do. The company runs deep here. You may have lived here your whole life, but my family has lived here for generations upon generations, and never in the history of the TTC has anyone got a fair deal. Not once. So,
I get it.
Dismantling's one thing, but until we can all leave this little shithole we have made for ourselves here and find our way south to the independent companies who are a little more open-minded about this kind of thing, well, we're all kind of stuck living under the company thumb, and I would think long and very hard before I start taking steps against them if I was you.
Oh, don't get me wrong. We live very deep in company territory.
Don't we all?
Our whole setup is very deep in company territory.
Same.
We understand not moving so hastily.
Good.
We get it.
Very slow burn.
But Salmordaire has meant a lot to us.
You see him kind of cock his head when you say that name. He doesn't say anything, but there's a slight...
And I know damn well they had a hand in that. And it won't stand.
Do I pick up on that? On the head cock?
Yeah, he doesn't hide it. You can roll me an insight check if you want, but that much at least is very obvious.
Who else
One thing
would be capable of making something like this?
Seeing that makes a lot more sense now. But I will also ask, who do you think recommended we go to Port Arrington in the first place? Your friend laid the groundwork for our entire plan here, and now you're working to undo it, whether you knew it or not.
Unfortunately, given the circumstances, this is our current best option.
We all make the best with what we got. But I would encourage you to look deeper into your friend's death. Saul had a hand in a lot of pots around here. A lot of them. Ours included.
That's pretty much the sole reason I'm here, personally.
I knew he was dead. I didn't know how. When you say the company's involved, that makes a lot more sense.
I mean, really, who else could have been involved?
I mean, around here, there's plenty of things,
right.
People, creatures that want to kill people. Like, it's
Who has been capable, I should say.
Of taking out a man like Saul? That's, impressive feat. He was the most paranoid son of a bitch I ever met.
We'll see, but
Yeah, you could say that again. But it's nice to know that I'm sitting down with, I'm not going to venture so far as to say friends, but at least people of common allegiances.
We have found that he had a lot of allegiances we did not quite know about. Granted, I lived in the woods most of my life, so outside of meeting him and, him basically raising me, not a whole lot I knew about his outside interests.
He had a lot.
But the more I learn, the better I feel about it.
I don't know who Eric Vale is, but thank you, Frog. I don't know everything he was involved in. I just don't. I know he was involved with us. I know he was involved with a couple organizations out of Fort Mistmere that are not the company. But I also know your friend Saul, he was as deep in company hands as anybody is until the day he died. We all are. No one around here whose hands haven't got dirty because of it.
That's been my experience.
That's working with the company. But we've wasted enough time. If your friend is as bad off as you say he is, and those soldiers are getting as antsy as they are, it's probably best we end this conversation, get you folks back on the road as quickly as possible, and hope that your holy person, your aloof friend, is somehow still kicking around enough for you to find them. If not, well, as far as we know, your friend's not going to die from whatever he has, but he might sleep for a very, very long time. He does still need food and water. So, if you have any way of...
That's good to know. Thank you.
Well, I mean, people die when they don't eat or drink.
It's true.
We've basically just been pouring little bits of herbal teas and other remedies in their mouth and hoping they swallow it instead of drowning it. It's been working out pretty good so far.
About all you can do, I suppose. Outside of finding a healer. Which those are in short supply.
If you can find one, we will pay them whatever they want. Money really is no object. We just need someone to stick around here long enough to help our people. And
He's a raging alcoholic, I can tell you that.
that's okay. So am I.
Yes. No, you can pay him in booze. I'm sure he would accept.
I'd rather not, because it's kind of scarce and difficult to find around here, and I got my own habits to worry about. We'll talk about it. Anyway, I got some work to do. You go tend to your friend. Give me about 10 minutes. I'll have a letter ready for you. My butler will deliver it. I'm running late for some other business at the lumber mill, so good luck.
Well. We appreciate your time.
Once you get your friend healed up, come on back and we'll help you whatever way we can with dealing with our little lake problem here.
And hopefully we will gladly take care of it for you.
If you don't, well, like I said, Verosia is going to see its first ever lumber mill uprising. And historically it's kind of an interesting thing to be a part of. But I'd much rather not see my people suffer because of it, so...
Or you'll all get eaten by blue lake zombies, which would maybe be worse.
I think I would take that over dealing with the company another 20 years, but, take what we can get.
Honestly, that is a fair statement. Honestly, I'm hoping if we do end up dead, it's because of the zombie. But we'll see.
Good luck.
Very well. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You see him just pull out a piece of parchment, grab an ink quill and a little ink well, and just immediately dips it, just kind of dabs it off and begins writing, the kind of scraping of the quill on the parchment. The last thing you hear is you kind of make your way out of the room and the doors are closed behind you by the butler. You can kind of hear him inside just as you're making your way down the stairs, just kind of the voice carrying through the door. This is my understanding, sir, that they are rather capable bunch. And you kind of fade out as you make your way there. And you find Vitekorl still outside under all the furs and blankets you carried him in. Still shivering, still as pus-filled, boiled as ever. Is there anything you would like to do in town before you prepare to head out? You know you got about a 10-minute wait, but if there's anything you'd like to do here, now's your chance.
I think I'm just gonna check up on Vitekorl and then prep the wagon.
Okay.
Or cart.
They did say they would have to physically carry Vitekorl. There is no road.
Oh no.
Through the forest. You are going on foot. The best way to avoid the zombies in the water is to not travel on the water.
I'll just ask one of the guards. Excuse me, sorry to bother you.
Again, what?
Do you know where I could purchase a sled?
Do I look like the type of person who would know where to purchase a sled?
I suppose there's no shop in town, is there?
I don't think these fucking peasants have a goddamn thing to their name other than wood. Maybe one of them could build you a sled. I don't know how much time you got.
Well, perhaps one has one. All right, well, I'll go talking.
Yeah, I'd recommend that. We're just here to make sure these lovable lumber workers don't step out of line.
Yes, well, hopefully you won't be needing to worry about that. We have come to a tentative agreement.
Good, I'm glad. He just kind of turns back to his post. Roll me an insight check. There was definitely a little sarcasm on that statement. You picked that up right away. Yeah, he seems like there's almost a genuine disappointment that they were not able to just militarily seize control of this entire settlement. Like, they came here ready for a fight, quote unquote, and to absolutely take this place by force. And your actions have now got in the way of that. There's a slight annoyance in his voice.
Yeah, that's fair. That checks out.
Do you want to stay here with Vitekorl while I go see if I can find a sled to carry him with?
Yeah, I'll stay and watch. I was gonna take him down towards his temple.
You do know that the man in charge did say that they are going to find people capable of carrying Vitekorl the entire way.
Xechas still is in doubt because he's a giant Goliath.
Fair enough.
And I've not seen any people in camp, I think, that look capable of carrying a 9-foot tall human. They're lumberjacks, but...
People who literally slog lumber around all day.
Yeah. But from here to Port Mistmere, it's going to be a task. Okay, you know what? Remembering that, I will... On second thought, perhaps I'll wait to see what he said about capable of carrying. Quite curious.
I walk up to the door of the mansion again and knock on it.
Yep. Door opens after a few seconds.
When you find everything and you get the letter all sorted, or your master gets the letter all sorted.
It's all done. I was just coming down to give it to you now.
Very well. I was going to run my friend by the temple. So you could probably just send the people you find out towards the temple.
Oh, good. We were just, I was just about to head down to the lumber mill myself. Temple is good. We'll meet you there.
Very well.
He kind of shuffles out the door past you and hurriedly kind of veers off to the west and kind of makes his way around the back of the different settlements there. And you guys kind of, I would say for now, probably best to use the cart. It's not likely you'll be able to get Vitekorl out there yourself. So you kind of all hop on. No animal handling check needed at this point. This horse is quite used to you, and you kind of wheel the cart down this like very slight decline towards the center of this little settlement, toward this large kind of wooden temple that is somewhat falling apart. The windows are kind of like foggy. There's just like they haven't been cleaned in a very, very long time. Dust, debris, and dirt have kind of collected over the period of the last few years, you imagine. But you come around the southern side and find like a stone staircase leading up to just a very simple arched stone doorway here. It looks like the only part of this building that has been constructed of stone was this section, but the doors are currently open and you see a number of individuals already lying in beds along the right side of the temple, while a number of kind of very simple robed individuals are kind of tending to them, patting their heads with cloths and the like that. As you kind of enter, the younger looking woman, probably maybe like just hitting 30, if that. Kind of makes her way over to you. She says, yes, welcome to our temple. What can I do for you today?
We have a friend that's come down with whatever the blue sickness is.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
We're gonna be traveling for quite some time. I was wondering if you guys had extra, like, herbal teas or herbs we could
yes.
possibly get to...
We do. Just one moment. She kind of comes and shuffles around a few tables. So I'm super sorry to hear that. Sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh. Yeah, that came out just ever so slightly sarcastically. Not my intent. She kind of hurries around and brings you these
insight.
She wants your friend to die. She brings you...
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So sorry. She brings you 2 water skins that look like it's filled with it. Not entirely dissimilar tea to the one you had made for Vitekorl already, just kind of gathered from random medicinal ingredients that they have managed to find here in the dead of winter. We find if they drink that about 2 times a day, it staves off the worst of the fever and helps mitigate their hunger a little bit. We haven't quite figured out the whole feeding situation, so they're mostly surviving on water, tea, and whatever we can mix into a broth, really. But they seem to be doing fine, and they don't appear to be worsening. We just can't make them any better.
Maybe, try, like, little bits of porridge at a time or something.
It could...
Very watery porridge would be better.
Who knows? We'll find out. They seem to be doing fine for now, though. I hope your friend is, of a similar sort. I'm sorry this is happening. You said you're planning to travel. Where?
We have to head back to Fort Mistmere and then hopefully find a cure for my friend and potentially even send them this way. And
Please.
Then we will be back to handle the cause of this situation, hopefully.
Please do. That would be wonderful. We're stretched pretty thin here, and people are just getting, or more people are getting sicker by the week, it seems. It's about an attack every week or 2. Could I ask a small favor while you're in town? We're starting to
certainly
run low on ingredients for the teas. Some of it we can find in nature, but some of the other stuff only grows in the spring and summertime. It's proven more difficult to find. If the general store perhaps has any ingredients of... actually, I could make you a list. If you could just bring back a few of them, or all of them even, it would be helpful even if you aren't able. She just, like, begins listing off a number of medicinal ingredients that I personally, Rusty, don't know off the top of my head that would go in a medicinal tea. So I will provide you a list off stream once I have time to do a little more research.
Is honey on that list?
No, but it is now.
Okay. Well, for starters, and I'll pull the rest of the jar of honey, which is pretty much full still.
Mm-hmm.
This will at least help with the taste.
To be fair, they're unconscious and in a comatose state. I don't think they care too much about the taste. But if anyone else catches it and doesn't fall into a coma right away, we will see to it they're well cared for. As it stands now, everyone who has been afflicted has unfortunately fallen into a coma the following morning. It's quite the fast-moving disease.
Yeah, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any indicator as to the deity that this temple is made for?
Roll me a religion check.
Oh, not one. Nope. It's temple. It might be a temple.
It was definitely a temple at one point or another. You see a number of holy symbols around here, but none that stand out as like the main deity. If anything, it might have been a center of worship for like every single god in the pantheon, for all you know at this point. But yeah, as far as you can tell, no specific patron deity, just a general place of worship.
Thank you very much for your help.
My pleasure. Anything we can do to help the sick and the needy. If you could bring back, well, really any medicinal ingredients at all, it would be appreciated. We are running short even for things like just mild sickness that one gets working out in the cold and the like, but just any supplies you could find of the medicinal quality, it would be perfect.
We'll do
we'll do what we can.
Thank you, and best of luck to your friend. I hope you find yourself a priest very soon. As you guys kind of take the 2 potions or 2 things of tea she gave you in the water skins there, you make your way back outside towards the cart. Yep.
I'm gonna, before we both take off, I want to walk up to like any kind of main shrine I see or like a nearby one.
Mm-hmm. Easily done.
And Dusty's gonna kneel down, kind of just follow the shit that he's seen other people do. He's gonna like close his eyes.
Okay.
I'm rather unreligious, but I drunk god or whatever you are, wherever Gustav or what, the drunk man, whatever deity he worships that can hear me, just send him our way, maybe, if you can, or help my friend. I'm not very good at this, but it would be much appreciated, and I would owe you one, I suppose. Something. I don't know what you gods do, but...
Roll me a religion check at advantage.
Amen. That was the,
This is determining if you're coming back into the campaign or not.
Okay.
Fucking A!
You've never prayed before, you've never put much stock in religion and deities. You know they exist. There are examples of their power in this world. Gods are a very tactile, real thing in this universe. You have to actively kind of choose not to put faith in them. But in this moment, you kind of take a knee, say a little prayer for your friend, and you don't receive any kind of response in the sense of like a verbal answer, but you... somewhere inside, you just feel this kind of confidence that something might have heard you. Be that what it will. And as you guys all kind of make your way back outside, you find the butler, the same individual who showed you around the mansion and introduced you, standing there with his hands crossed just in front of his chest, with 4 of the largest, most muscle-bound lumberjack individuals you have ever met in your life. There's 3 men and 1 particularly muscular looking woman kind of standing at the head of them. He sees you come out. Oh, I found you all very strongest, because I noticed that the individual that they will be carrying is himself quite large. You failed to mention that. I'm glad they were available. This is Olga. This is Gunther.
Nice to meet you.
This is Sarka. This is Bob. They all kind of just...
On a side note...
Wood.
They just kind of nod.
On a side note, we have found Ryan's bears.
Finally!
And as...
Even though he's unconscious, just...
You see a tent pitching in the back of the carriage. And as they all prepare to carry your friend back to Fort Mismere, we will end the session there today as these 4 individuals just begin offloading Vitekorl from the back of your thing, of your cart, to prepare for your journey. It feels like carrying Vitekorl through the woods is going to be a pretty fun session, so I kind of want to just contain that all to next week, and then we can try to get Kieran for the week after that if we're able to do so. But, Ryan, I don't want you to miss a whole session. That feels mean. That feels wrong. Would you like the opportunity to play one of these super jacked lumberjack individuals for like a single session? You want to be Olga?
Olga!
I want to be Olga.
You get to be Olga, the lumber Jill.
I am here to make big movements with body, yes?
Okay, we're good. So, next week, you can catch us bringing fucking Vitekorl's unconscious ass body all the way back to Fort Mistmere, as Ryan will step into the shoes or boots of Olga the Lumberjack for one single session. Never
I
to
am
be
wearing
seen
giant
again.
Uggs.
Well, you
I
think
think
that
you're being
until
so patient
Dusty
with
forms
me.
a fucking romance with her, and then she's in every single session.
Marry a woman 3 times your size. What a vibe, dude.
Nice news, new.
What a dream. All right.
Can I play Bob? Can I play both characters? Bob.
That could be fun.
Olga or Vitekorl, only one can survive.
That's gonna be absolutely hilarious.
Imagine the babies that Safe would make.
That's true. Very cute babies. So, Olga and Vitekorl, only one can live. Yeah, straight up. Straight up. We're hydrating. We're gonna hydrate one more before we raid out.
Only one.
Then Chris can play Gunther.
One shot.
I need to think of names in a hurry. I did not plan for 4 random lumberjacks, so I used all the cars from DayZ.
Except Bob.
Except Bob.
It was either Olga or Bob for me.
Amazing.
So, catch us next week, everybody. We will be back. We will be live. We will be doing fun shit. Ryan will be playing Olga for a session. It's sure
Olga will be there.
to be fun. I'm going to prep the raid over to Aves, who appears to be playing some repo with all of the fucking homies right now. So, y'all have fun over there. In the meantime, Ryan, if you want to promote what you got going on over at the Little Purple House while this raid gets ready to go, now's a chance. What you got?
Friday, 400th episode. That's going to be a whole hell of a time. Come over here with Aves. I'm going to go play repo with him. Assuming the game works for me. We'll see.
Oh, they're mods breaking your fucking game and shit. I feel you.
We'll see. I'm pretty sure it will. We'll be fine.
We'll see what happens. Y'all have fun over there. Justin, Chris, anything you want to say to the people before we go?
Meow.
Oh, Stuart, well, buddy.
Did you call me Justin?
I was just
No.
going to say, that was
Did
so
I?
weird.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did.
I meant to say what I meant to say was just anything you want to say to the people.
I was
There you
like,
go.
what the
Yeah,
fuck?
Patrick.
I mean, that is my full name. His name's not Justin, though.
Yeah, it's not.
What I was saying,
what I was
Chris
funny.
and just anything you'd like to say to the people. It wasn't like one word,
I was just like,
Justin.
wait a minute.
No, it's just anything you want to
Okay.
say to the people, not Justin. Anything you want to say to the people.
Hilarious.
God damn. Yeah,
That's fucking
Rufus.
funny.
Rufus. No, just anything you want to say to the people. Now's your chance.
Be good people. Stop by next Monday to watch us carry Vitekorl through woods.
I'm so excited for next session. All right, we'll see y'all next time. I love you guys. See you next week. I have been Rusty. These have been my friends. Be good to each other. We love you. Bye.